Hello, Attacktioneers. Welcome to the Attack Action Podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Morrow, and I'm a Rainbow Warrior now.
I'm your host, the Colin Honigman, and I drove very far last week.
And I'm your host, Blake Meyer. And boy, does Colin have cool family members.
And I'm Zane Johnson, Warden of Thorns.
What I like about our intros is the three of us are something, but Zane is always a flesh and blood thing.
It's like two times.
I feel, well, okay. Listeners,
maybe 3 times. It's been a recurring bit, you know.
Yeah. We don't have a wiki yet. If you're a listener, please start a wiki so we can track all this stuff.
I mean, going by Zane's background, he's the only real flesh and blood player on this podcast.
Hey, you have flesh and blood things back there.
Yeah, I only got 2 things, you know. I mean, you can't see all the other cards.
You have 3 things if you count you and Mark Ruffalo back there.
That's true. If I move my head, you can see all my good cards, but they're small.
Yeah, that's a Corsham.
This is a Corsham.
See, this is a reason to watch the video portion of our podcast on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
That is? That's a Marvel Betsy, baby, because she's dope, and we love Betsy.
We do.
Don't know why I said that.
We're glad she was printed.
Hell yeah, we are.
We love that. I didn't say that with enough excitement.
No, it was with intensity, so that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor, why are you a Rainbow Warrior?
So I have been asked, drafted, late round draft pick into adult city softball, slow pitch. And we are called the Rainbow Warriors. Our cheer is Best Friends Forever. And it's co-ed.
I didn't realize we were all on the team, too.
Yeah, you guys are on it, too. And had my first practice yesterday. And my arm is sore from throwing the ball very far and fast. So they put me in left field. And I was then reminded why I stopped playing base sports because they're really boring.
All the base sports. There's so many of them.
There's baseball. There's fast pitch softball. There's slow pitch softball. There's slosh ball. There's kickball.
Slosh ball is so...
So as you can tell, Zane, there are a bunch of sports with bases.
No slow pitch baseball, though. That's weird.
Yeah.
Those are all totally distinct and not the same game, reskinned.
Hey, in our league, every at-bat starts with a 1-1 count. So, and you can get out on fouls. So you might get a strike, foul, and then you're out.
That sounds like a group of people who have places to be. Like, this game can't go that long.
Yeah, totally.
We got to get to the cider bar and sit around for a while.
Yeah, totally. You sign up for snack duty also, and you're in charge of bringing the snacks for one
both
game.
Teams or just your team?
Just your team. So,
are you already preparing like what you're going to bring to impress your new friends?
No, I'm just hoping I can hit the ball and that I don't get too bored while playing this sport. So I'm trying to go in with this is just social time with friends. That's what we're here for, and not worry about the athletic competition part of it.
I'm just trying to figure out like what the most awkward snack you could bring is. Just like mac and cheese, but no utensils, like
raw potatoes. Cut up raw potato.
That's just gross. But like, I'm thinking of something that's like they're gonna want to eat it, but it's gonna like slow them down and also be like messy. Here's like a bunch of fucking buffalo wings, like.
Oh yeah, or heavily buttered popcorn.
Oh, dude, that sounds
buttered corn on the cob.
Oh, there you go. 2 hands.
Oh, you get some elotes with like the mayonnaise and the spice there. You know,
there you go. Yeah, there you go. They were really. This will be my last thing on this. Sorry to cut you off because we'll just go too far into snack snack bits.
Welcome to the Snack Action Podcast. We're going to talk about snacks today.
They were telling us about how the league goes and stuff, and they're like, all right, people you need to watch out for. Any person who walks up to the plate and puts on batting gloves, go stand next to the fence because they're going to try to crush it out of here. If they're wearing sunglasses that seem like they have some sort of slur written on the side and are a little too intense, go stand by the fence. They're going to try to crush it out of here. And I was like, okay, nice. This is funny.
People have slurs on their sunglasses.
Have you ever seen those like really intense, like baseball fashion is like a real different type of vibe. And
some would not call it fashion, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Boy, those like Viper sunglasses are, they're intense. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, good luck trying to keep competition out of the fun sports league that you joined.
Yeah, totally. It's hard for me.
It's hard for everybody. It wasn't just aimed at you.
Thanks. It just is different because the game is slow, and it's like I missed the one hit to me went in the sun was in my eyes classically, so it just went on the ground and I didn't catch it. But I fielded it.
The smudge under your eyes. I should have.
I live in a coastal town, so I didn't think the sun was going to be an issue at 5:30 p.m. on a Sunday. But
it's been June gloom around these parts, up and down these parts, all month.
Anyway, I did it. I made my play. I threw it it was a play to 2. Threw it right to second base. No problem. Was a laser beam. But, you're worried that I could have got there. You're upset about it. Mm. And then nothing else happens for the rest of the game. And you're just like, that was my moment. So that's hard to deal with. Whereas like basketball, you're like, all right, I threw a turnover, but next time down, I'm just going to like hit this 3-pointer or get a rebound, and it's like 4 seconds of shame rather than like 40 minutes, So
no, it's fair.
It's a mental game.
No mistakes.
Yeah, you got to stand around and focus. It's really a game about focus.
I can see why now people are like, I don't know, I'm going to take up chewing or seeds or something. You're like, you need something to do. A lot of punch in the glove. Doing a lot of that. Anyway, that's enough about softball. Best friends forever. Blake, why are Colin's parents so cool?
Well, I went to Colin's birthday on yesterday, on Saturday, 2 days ago, and it was very fun. It was I got there 10 minutes early and sat in the car for 7 of it. I was like, I guess I'll go in now. And everybody else had been there for like an hour and a half already, and I was like, oh, that was kind of dumb. Hopefully nobody looked out the window. I sat next to Colin's dad for like 2 or 3 hours. It's crazy. Like I think the weird part, everybody knows this stuff about me, but it's like my parents divorced when I was 4. So the idea of your parents have been together for 40 some years is so foreign to me that it is very interesting to be like, oh, how does that work? Or like, I'm sure Colin was like, I don't know, maybe you're not like not annoyed by your parents after 4 hours or 5 hours, or there was a couple things where I was like, oh, don't do that. But like, that's what is a normal thing for me. But it was like, oh, Colin's dad is super fun to talk to because he's like, his demeanor is so interesting. And his mom is like very particular about some stuff, but actually pretty fun. And like, they have stories from Vietnam, like protests or whatever. You're like, oh, interesting. I don't think my mom or dad did either of that. And then it's like, the craziest thing was I was telling his mom, like, this is pretty good cobbler. Have you ever heard of apple crisps? That's what this reminds me of. My grandma makes it, but my mom has never tried to, so I haven't had it in years. And his mom was just like, I'll make it for you. And I was like, wait, what? And it's just like one of those, like, she wants to do stuff for people because it'll make them happy, not because she's like, and then you'll do this for me, and then it's just a weird, like, oh, there is a big amount of unconditional love in this kind of room, at least at what it seems like, because they're so loving, it's like rubbing off on me. And like, as someone who doesn't have unconditional love around them a whole bunch, it was just like, I think I was the last one to leave of the non-family, and it was very much like, okay, I should probably go right now. but like, not the first ones there because the board game neighbors were there, but like it was kind of like, okay, like, and then it was like I asked his brother about like one simple thing about Washington D.C. And I think for the next 27 minutes, they told me anything I would ever need to know about Washington, D.C. And it was just so nice. But I couldn't be like, I don't know if I'll go there soon, but like, I'll try to remember all of this. But it was just like, okay, like, I told Colin in a text that it is like, oh, we're our mom plus our dad put together. So my mom and dad are like somebody that like not disappear, but like this is crazy. This is way too deep. Like my peanut butter jelly sandwich is like neglect and passive aggressiveness, which is not good. Colin's peanut butter and jelly sandwich is like unconditional love and like jolliness that like, but his mom keeps like hitting me on the leg every time I say something crazy. And like, I see that as a term of endearment, not like she really wants you to stop this. Like I think when I'm talking to his mom, she's having just as much fun as I am. But when I'm saying the outlandish thing that you don't say the first time around somebody's parents, it's like she's hitting my leg and I'm like, okay.
Like what outlandish? Like, I need to get laid. It's been 3 months or something like that.
No, it's just like stuff about protests. Like that really ruined my like. I was gonna go somewhere cool downtown or something like something. It's like, oh, focus or whatever. You're like, okay, you're right. But it was an interesting like, oh. I've been around. I have some friends that have some really good parents, and it is one of those where are you going to put yourself in every scenario where you're like, damn, do I have a house, a wife, and a kid on the way if my parents don't get divorced when I was 4? Because my friend Colin has all of those. Am I gay because I'm from a broken home? So there's that for you to chew on.
Jesus Christ. Cool.
Nice.
So quick question. Who is Colin more like, his mom or his dad? Cynthia Honigman or Chuck Honigman?
And I got there and I called them Honig mom and Honig dad. And apparently he had never heard that before in his life. And I was like, bro, that seems like week in one.
Low hanging fruit.
Where my brain goes to what is it, or what are those called? Pun mode at all times. So I was like prepared for it. It was like, oh, hey, Honig dad. I would say it is crazy. It's like 51-49. I think it's so close you can't pick one.
Wow. Okay, cool. Good for
Okay,
you,
but who's
Colin.
the 51?
Yeah. Ooh.
Whew. I would say
Yeah, your friendship hangs in the balance with
he's
Colin
more
on this.
subtle. Like the subtleness is his dad.
Perfect time to freeze
The subtleness is the dad, and then the like mannerisms are mom.
Okay.
There's that one time when like 5 seconds later I said the exact same joke in response to something somebody said as my mom did. It's just like, oh yes, okay. We are like this. No, it was great. Everyone enjoyed meeting Blake. And yes, my mom will slap you, lovingly when you say something that she probably also thought and was funny.
Love that.
So yeah, we had a really great time. And you don't have to leave just because the family's there, Blake. You could be the last person there. I don't care.
All right.
That's not
Remember that.
That's not a thing. After that, my mom just helped clean the dishes. So you could have helped clean the dishes too.
I left at the perfect time. No, and that's another thing for when you guys go to a Colin thing. Colin was like, no, don't bring anything. And then everyone else brought something. I was like, I fell into the trap. I should have brought Scooby snacks or something.
There was already enough stuff, so we didn't need more stuff because I delegated most of it to my family. So no. That's not a tactic. It was just like, don't bring more food. I already bought. I did. Blake, pointed out very aptly that I did the same thing at the Hype House, where I'm like, I don't think this is enough food, and it was way too much food.
I was like, oh yeah, there's a whole pork roast in the oven that we haven't touched yet.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Left it there and just cooked it last night for dinner instead.
Love that. Colin, you said you took a long road trip. Tell us about that.
Eagle-eared viewers and listeners might have picked up on something Blake said in his story that I don't think I've mentioned on the podcast yet.
I thought you did.
But Jess and I went on
did not.
what the kids are calling a baby moon because, in fact, we are having a baby.
Woo! Let's go!
I'm the hunting dad now.
We know at least 10 names that he won't name it to.
Rhinar. Kasai.
Donald.
Olympia.
This is my son, Kano.
Yeah.
You idiots.
Yeah. This is Riptide, lurker of the deep Honigman.
Gotta lead.
Gravanial Bones Honigman. Who's this? The Lord
There it
intended.
is. Little
Named
baby
after my
Gravanial.
father, Daniel.
Oh, sorry for blowing that.
But we went on a road trip, which was delightful. We drove up to Big Sur eventually, did some glamping, and what else we do? We stopped at the Madonna Inn, which, if you know about that, it's a kitschy ass place with themed rooms. Our bathroom was a cave with a waterfall shower, so that was cool. Went to Hearst Castle. Went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, had some really good dinners. Stopped in Paso Robles. They have this like light installation that we went to, and then we ended it on a vineyard where there's just an Airbnb in the middle of it, and we just hung out there and acted like we were cool rich people.
Tight.
And it was great. Should have taken longer off because went back to work and everything was fine. And I didn't really have to be there, so fucked up.
It's also nice to be at work and have nothing to do, though, too.
Yeah. A bit nicer if I just stayed home and was like, I took a couple extra days and just didn't do anything, but it's fine. It's fine.
But then would have all of your relaxing be undone by the chaos of coming back to work?
It's undone no matter what you do, so in the end, we returned to the chaos, but no, it was great. We had a lovely time. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Then I decided last minute to have a birthday party because my birthday was after we got back. And then I made a bunch of food and had several people at my house, which we actually haven't really had a group of people at the house yet. So that was fun.
Tight.
Did like
housewarming birthday two for one.
It was like
Father's Day.
It was like a soft warming,
Soft launch.
Yeah, soft launch of the housewarming. We did more decorating in our living room than we've done this entire time. When we did it in like 3 hours, and I was like, "Hey, we could do this. This was much easier than we acted like it was going to be." But we had all the pieces. We'd set ourselves up, and no, it was great, and had a lovely time listening to Blake chat up my parents and say all the things Blake normally says, but with a whole different context to people. And then he's like explaining Flesh and Blood to like my brother or something. It's just like, I was like, they don't really know much about this whole thing I do at all. My parents.
His mom called it Bones and Blood, and I was like, that's way cooler.
A classic.
Gravy bones and blood.
Gravy bones and blood. That's the special on tonight's menu. Yeah, we had a great time. And that's that's it for me. Zane, tell us about being the newly named Warden of Thorns.
Congratulations to you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I also spent the weekend in Big Sur, a different weekend, this last weekend.
What?
You were there 2 weekends ago.
Where did you stay?
Well, so I went up to see my parents who live about 45 minutes from Big Sur, but we spent Sunday.
They in Carmel?
No.
Oh.
I don't come from money, bro.
I mean, there's Carmel Valley where, I don't know.
Those houses are expensive. I live in the farm town.
What, like Watsonville? Where are you? Where's that?
Salinas, near
Watson. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still.
I knew this. I don't know why I forget this about you every time, Zane.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
You have a lot of other notable things that I don't forget.
But I spent this last Sunday, which is literally yesterday for us in the past life that you're hearing this. I was there yesterday. I went into the forest and I came out with this wonderful artifact.
Whoa, that's a Marvel Rosetta Thorn.
Whoa!
For those on Spotify, it's Marvel.
I thought it was going to be a tick or something.
Or poison oak.
We plucked all those off first. But yeah, no. So we had a great time up in NorCal. But the highlight of Nationals for me was trading for this Rosetta Thorn, which is a card I've envied for a long time, and I'm very happy to finally have. But nice. Yeah, I had a great time hanging out in the forest in Big Sur. We had lunch at the Big Sur River Inn, sat by the river. There was a band that like lined up exactly the time that we were there. Like we sat down, we started eating, band's playing, perfect. We're about to get up and leave. They stopped. It was like
amazing.
They followed us.
Destiny.
But yeah, flew back home last night, went to work today. So we're a little tired, but it was a great weekend. And so was Nationals. And I'm excited to hopefully spend this weekend at home and not on a plane.
Tight. Love that.
Nice.
Before we get into the main topic and stuff, there are a few other things I need to let loose here on the podcast.
Whoa.
It is.
His pants have come off.
No.
I'd like to apologize to absolutely freaking nobody.
Exactly. That's the energy we're bringing here. The school year has ended, so it's officially summer vacation right now, and I'm dubbing it Big Boy Summer. So, as all of us are summer boys, gender neutral. Also, Big Boy Summer, gender neutral. So we're just getting freaking large. We're going to be in charge. And that's the vibe we're bringing into summer. So I'm just throwing that out there to everybody. It's Big Boy Summer. Get out there. Be big. Be proud. Be loud. Take up space, etc. So, ding. That has started. Second thing, back to Flesh and Blood. Shout out to Golden Gate Battlegrounds, a new NorCal centric grassroots Flesh and Blood tournament popping off the first weekend of the 28th at King Kong Games in Dublin. I will be attending. So you've been warned.
The art commissioned by Ichin for the winners.
No, I did not.
You're in for a treat.
Okay,
There's
great.
some special promos that Ichin commissioned himself.
Oh, sick. Ichin is the best. I'm staying with Ichin, so I'll get the lowdown.
Getting the leg up and winning that tournament.
Yeah, what the heck?
I mean, he lives like 45 minutes from Dublin, so I don't know if it's an advantage at all. So
you're gonna ride in with the judge? Oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes Ichin is just like, I gotta leave extra early. I'm gonna drive myself. and then it does. And you're like, okay.
Nice.
Let's talk Flesh and Blood now. US Nats. You two were there. What was it as boots on the ground reporting?
And by
What
you
was it
two,
like?
he means Blake and Zane.
Yeah.
It was great. It was same venue that we had 2 years ago at the Westgate, which is, not the best venue, but it does the trick. The attendance was high, the energy was high, people were excited. There was certainly some high seas anxiety as far as like, I need Diamond Amulet, I need Give No Quarter, whatever. I just opted out of that and played Azalea. Was like, I need 4 commons. Go ahead.
Question.
Yes.
So since me and you attended Pro Tour London and the decorations were next level, was that the same thing here at US Nats, or is it step down?
No,
Okay.
it was step down for sure.
Dang. That's
Um,
unfortunate.
Well, yeah, which is like, hopefully, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like PT London's super like international event. US
Yeah.
Nats is kind of just like the high end of the national events. Certainly wasn't that, ornate or as done up, but the room was the right size, which has not always been the case. And which is like a small thing, but it matters. It was like busy in there and, it was like condensed enough. But yeah, overall it was a good time. It was my first time drafting high seas in the main event. That didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but I 2-1'd my first draft, but then 1-2'd my second draft, as is tradition. It's a fun set to draft though and play. Like both drafting and playing it is fun. There's a lot of like archetypes and things you can play for.
Blake, have you drafted this set also?
Well, funny you should ask. It's something where in the pre-release, what's cool about me is I've been playing long enough where the first time I draft a set, I'm kind of the odds-on favorite to win the pod because I have won maybe 3 of 4 of the last times this happened. And so we did that on like it's a pre-release. And I went 3-0, and I was like, wow, Marlin. I didn't think Marlin would be that great. I kind of want to play Gravy, though. Well, let's do a draft. We do a draft. I'm like, I'll stick to Gravy. I'm playing Justin round 1, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And then build a Gravy deck, and it's like kind of working like, okay, flowchart for ADHD is working extremely well. I am saying this stuff out loud of like Treasure Island is amazing because you get as much gold as you need for Gravy without really trying, as long as you hit your opponent. These sloops are super cool. These barks are cool. You need like 4 or 5 allies. Okay, you're going to have that in pretty much every, as long as there's not 4 Gravy, you're going to have 4 allies in your draft for sure. Maybe 5 or 6. And I just start, okay, blue card in the graveyard. That lets me get this guy out. Sloop first, then swing him. And I was just... And like, I had Kelpie, or what's her name? Kelpie?
Yeah.
And Kelpie turns off everyone else's hero powers. So I kept using Kelpie to turn people's hero power on. They were like, that card's bad. You shouldn't play Kelpie. And I was like... Then they got down to 1 health, and I would attack for Kelpie. They'd have to give me a card. So I beat 3 AGE people back to back to back. Young Colin being the final boss. But what was cool about it was there was the thought process of whoever wins this draft will get the gold pack. And I was like, I'm so hungry. We've been playing Flesh and Blood for like 4 or 5 hours at this point. Let me just go to the bar. Colin, let's open up the gold pack. If it's some random comment, I don't care. You can have it. We open the gold pack, and it's a Marvel Poly Franco. So then it turns into the most like, chill. Everyone chill. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Like, I'm on my 3rd time ever of playing Gravy, and everyone's like, Colin's got a cracked ass deck, dude. He's on Puffin. He's got every single make a gold token. thing and shoot bigger. And he misplays after like 35 minutes, and that's the end. And I deck him out, and I win the Poly Cranka. And I think I traded the Cranka for like Scott knows like this guy who got it, but it was like $200, a Dead Threads, a Marvel or not a Marvel, a Diamond Amulet, and a couple chumps. And I was like,
Nice.
that's like I got 37th place at Nationals before Nationals even started.
Hell yeah. Way to rock it, baby.
But yeah, drafting was fun. I really do like the Treasure Island component. I kind of hope that's a thing from now on, where if it's like, if there's a Shadow Necromancer next set and it's like the macro is a double graveyard of like, it makes your zombies cost more or less, it'd be like, oh, okay, cool, I like this. Like a way to balance limited where we don't have to dedicate 15 cards to it, but then they dedicated 15 cards to it anyway, so it was like, oh, okay, maybe we're almost there.
Okay, great story.
Cool. That is a cool thing about you.
Yeah. And then I like never win a draft ever again, but the first one I nail, and then I overthink it for the rest of my life. And that happened the next Tuesday immediately.
So
you gotta just turn it off.
One winning counted, you know.
This is maybe my talking point, since we're talking about draft here.
Cool.
That I wanted to kind of get into, and I'm not framing this as like me being negative, because I feel like I'm wrong and I need help figuring out why this set is fun.
Happy to help.
Okay, great. Because I don't get it. It's not like I don't know how to play it or draft it. Like I just 3-0'd on Sunday our draft pod as Gravy Bones. And like I think I had fun like building the deck, you know, like drafting the cards and being like, whoa, this is cool. I have stuff. This is working. And then playing, I was like, is this the right play? I don't know. Okay, I won. That's great, I guess. Like playing it, like moving the cards and doing the things, like is just like less. I don't know. It doesn't bring me as much joy as other draftable sets have, and I don't get it, because everybody's like, oh, this set is so cool, it's so fun, but it's just not clicking with me, and I don't know what it is. And maybe it's because part of the thing I'm having a hard time with is like, I don't know really how Gravy Bones feels like a Necromancer. Like I get it, like there's things in the graveyard that then you play from the graveyard, but there's like a whole step of Necromancer magic that I feel like is missed mechanically. Like, how did those people get dead? How are they all of a sudden in the graveyard from your deck? Were they always in the graveyard? You know, like if we take Diablo 2 for an example, for Necromancer stuff or other video games or whatever, you gotta fucking kill the thing before you can make it into a zombie or a skeleton.
By discarding it from your hand.
But we've just skipped that. You could just play them in your hand. You don't even need to put them in the graveyard. You could just play them if you really wanted to. You know what I mean?
But they don't have.
So I'm having I know, I get that, right? It just feels like Gravy Bones to me just feels super mechanical, not as thematic as other heroes have been.
Do you want to go first, Sane, or second?
Does that make sense?
Second, you go.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
Am I upsetting you?
No.
Okay, great. Because I don't want to upset anybody. This is like therapy. I need help. I feel like I have a problem and I need help.
Here's why I have enjoyed playing Gravy in this limited more than anything else. I kind of ruined Nats by not just forcing Gravy, or not Nats. What's it called? The Calling. I should have forced Gravy. I played Marlin. It wasn't great. Gravy is cool because you know how. Have you ever played against a Victor Goldmain where you're like, I've got him dead to rights, and then he breaks 7 or 8 golds, draws the perfect hand, has extra resources, has extra cards, plays a huge thing, and pummels it. This is now available to you in limited. So Gravy has the crazy amount of reach of you have access to 5 cards at all times with your compass. And then there's stuff of if you have a tipple, if you have another rare, like Dockside Exchange, like maybe that's hard to get in limited, but
I have one of those.
Hero
Portside
Power,
Exchange.
you can like Portside Exchange. You can touch a 6th card. You can touch a 7th card. Every time you break a gold, that goes to 7 or 8. And there are plays where it's not hard to cards in limited because you do know your 30 cards that you have access to. And you do know the order. But whenever your opponent finally lets you hit and you get 6 gold, and now you have a 6 gold stack, and you have 13 to 14 blues because you drafted well or put all the blues in, you have so many more options instead of what are the 4 cards I drew as Arachne last season? Well, they're not going to work out. But now when I draw 4 blues or 3 blues, I could use my hero power because I have gold. I can break the gold. There's just so many different branches of paths. And one thing that blew my mind, the hero power, break a gold, draw a card, discard a card. Well, you want to do that to get rid of an ally because that way, that's the easy way to do it. The first time you realize I can discard a blue and now I have a blue hitting the graveyard that I didn't have to put in there specifically, it's like, oh shit, I can use my hero power one of the other 2 ways. Then if you have a quartermaster boot, it's like as strong as Gallantry Gold was for Bolton. It is such a like signpost of, if I have a Gallantry Gold, I'm going to play Bolton because I'm going to have a huge power turn. And that's what I liked about playing Bolton and Monarch. And Quartermaster Boots, I can start turn 0. If I have an ally in my opening hand, I can play an ally out. I don't waste any cards from my deck besides my Quartermaster Boots, and I'm already attacking you with a resource that you have to deal with. And all of this feels like you're a boss monster. I feel like I'm going to say this at least 5 times over the next year. I really enjoy playing Gravy because it feels like it asks so many questions to your opponent that in a limited stuff, when I don't have my Majestics, when I don't have my full, like I can go grab whatever I want, it is kind of like oh shit, how am I going to deal with this? And I think it does, like, even something as dumb as a blue sloop, that hits your graveyard. After you break a gold, give sloop go again. You can't give blue sloop go again because there won't be 2 blues. Well, if you do the gold first, now there's 2 blues. Like, everything has a surface level thing, and then there's like a deeper thing. And I think this is the first time I got to the deeper quicker, instead of like you got to play Bright Lights 27 times before you really start to appreciate it. It feels like you could get to the deep level of High Seas very quickly whenever you were like focusing on like, I'm just going to play Big Boat Marlin and like use my gold as a harpoon anti-fatigue thing after I've thrown all my boots. And like that seems like a game plan that just didn't exist in the last couple draft sets of like, I'm just going to be Florian and try to outlast everybody. I'm just going to be Dagger Mario and slam daggers into people until they die. And this feels like I can do whatever I want in a lot of these classes. I haven't even touched Puffin in Limited at all. And that was me just more like, I want to focus on 2/3 of the set and not spread myself too thin.
Huh.
Okay. I loved all of that.
Interesting.
You have thoughts, Taylor? I have more to add.
Okay, I'll have a quick response. I just want to know then, like, how is drawing a bunch of cards off of gold a necromancer feeling thing?
That's
a pirate thing.
It's not. It's a pirate thing.
And it's
Which I
a dual
agree.
class.
I get it.
Yeah. So Gravy is not a necromancer. He's a pirate necromancer. And so the things you're doing are pirate and necromancer. And the way that you can combine them is very interesting. And sure, you may not have to kill the ally in your hand, but you kind of do, right? You discard them, and playing them from hand is pretty bad. Like, you do it sometimes, but you know, you really want to get rid of them with your hero ability, or portside exchange them, which you can kind of imagine yourself like throwing them overboard or whatever if you want.
My favorite thing in this vein, so I don't forget about this in a second, when you have a go again boat and you play an ally from hand afterwards or ally from graveyard, it's like they jumped off the boat and are ready to attack you. Like, that's the flavor thing that I literally think of like, I'm going to play Conqueror, and then Oyston's going to jump off the boat, come in, and attack you too. And like, that's been fun for me of like, ooh, and like amulets are like lost treasures that everyone can use, but Gravy's the only one that can use it to like fuel his shit and whatever, because there's Gravy's lost treasure.
Yeah. I think Blake has really summed up most of what I would say, but I think the big realization I had was like, Pirate is a class, right? It's not a talent, like it's a class, and they all share that, right? They're all playing for, Treasure Island in the middle, and they all can use gold in an interesting way. And sometimes that way is just drawing. And I think, drawing off gold was kind of a meme in heavy hitters, as like the gold is the payoff. Because it wasn't very good. It wasn't rewarded as much back then, but they've created High Tide. They've created all these like interesting ways to pitch stack and, have some powerful blues such that you're trying to get to a specific end game. Now, is it the most 1-to-1 Necromancer ever? No. But it's a really well executed one. Ultimately, it's Illusionist done a little differently and with a cool flavor.
That's how I feel. It doesn't feel like he definitely feels like a pirate hero. That I think is totally true. But it just feels like a rules hero. Like we have allies, but they're not an illusionist. And how else can we do that? Since we already stole like making stuff out of a material for that class, or something like that. I don't know.
I think all pirates are so much stronger when they have 3 to 5 gold than when they have 0 gold. And I think that's pretty flavorful.
Yeah.
Of like, if I'm searching for gold, it feels so bad. But if I'm playing Tipple and then I use my hook and steal your gold too, and I have 4 or 5 gold and I have a life lead as Gravy, it's like, I don't think you can beat me, because I'm going to be able to touch 5 or 6 cards for the rest of the game to go into my bag of tricks and basically cheat like pirates do and beat you. Like for Victor, it was I'm rich and cheating you by using all my gold. For pirates, it's like I'm a scallywag punk bitch and I'm just going to cheat. Like we only can touch 4 cards. That's our intellect. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to touch the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th card, and you're going to lose because you only have what you have off the top.
Sure. I guess I get that. I just don't know why the set is not like clicking with me. I think part of it is that there's no tricks. There's no like real little interactive parts to the game. It's just like, here's an attack. Here's another attack. You know what I mean?
You miss the reactions.
Yeah. Or instant speed shit or, stuff like that.
There's a lot of instant speed stuff.
The cogs.
There's not like, there's nothing crazy, but there is instant speed. Like,
yeah, kind of.
I mean, you're also coming
There's
off
only
a set
one
that was
D-react.
like borderline dedicated to you. So maybe that's just a hard compare point.
Maybe it is. But I even really liked Rosetta and Part the Misfail, I thought those were great sets also. And I know Junted gets a lot of heat for its reaction heavy style of play. That is challenging for a lot of people, but I actually really liked it.
It surprises me that you liked Rosetta and don't like this. I think this kind of feels like a spiritual successor to Rosetta in a lot of ways. Obviously, there's a lot of differences. There's no arcane, but it does have the mid-rangey math element that Rosetta was like really focused on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just decomposing feels better to me. I'm not sure what it is, but maybe more time and I will get there with everybody. Sorry, I'm a broken human being.
I think you'll like it. I think you will like it, given time. I think it's like really quite impressive how the set functions. It may not be your favorite, but I do think that you'll come to like it.
And
What's
if
your
not, you
top
don't
three
have to
draft?
like it.
Thank you.
You
That's
don't have to
fine.
like it, but it is good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I get it. I mean, it feels more like a lot of heroes and classes that is more focused on like sequencing and like kind of setting up the parameters and circumstances to be able to kind of create little synergies that are a little bit more slow but still rewarding when you get there, but not it's to me that doesn't feel the same as when you do it like with wizard stuff where you kind of like build little crazy combos, because I feel like wizard's a bit more fluid when you create those things, and it feels like with at least necromancer and mechanologists, it is more of like you're creating a state in which you can do some things that are like fun and cool and interesting, but it's not quite like I don't know. I feel like Wizard presents a more flexibility in those kind of positions where you're like, oh, I can do this. You can kind of like intuit your way. And I feel like I haven't played High Seas yet, so I don't know. But I get the feeling that with some of these heroes, it's like, oh, fuck, I needed to do this thing so that I could do this. And I didn't do it in the right order. So now I can't really do anything.
Yeah.
I lose like a bunch of value because I didn't pitch to a blue to the gold before trying to do this other thing or something like that. So, there's a little less fluidity there. And then you don't have you have less interaction on like the combat chain, which you also do like.
Yeah. Which I definitely, I do like that. But yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Colin. It is very sequence oriented, and it is like maneuvering the game into a state that where you can try to have more of an advantage than your opponent for sure. I mean, and there's things like the ships are pretty fun, like I know you can do like a bunch of sloops or ships or whatever and like gold and then have this big in game and then overpower a harpoon and that sort of thing. Like that's pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, it feels like a spiritual successor to Heavy Hitters a little bit. And I did not like Heavy Hitters draft hardly at all.
The one difference for me is that this set you get to play on rate, and Heavy Hitters you played under rate the whole time. Like everything was like overcosted, underpowered, everything blocked too. Like this one is like we're playing at high power. Almost too high power, but I think since you're both doing it, it kind of balances out.
Yeah.
I have a dumb question for you, Taylor, to follow up on this stuff.
Okay, while you ask it, I'm going to flip on my light because it's getting too dark in here.
Too dark? Oh, that is better.
Thank you.
Okay, now that you're back. So my thought process is we had Arachne show up, and then the next set was Outsider, and it was another assassin. So here's what I think is going to happen. There's going to be a Shadow Necromancer, and instead of doing this from our graveyard, I think they come out from Banish Zone of more powerful allies than what we've seen so far. But it's harder to get them banished than it is discarded. And maybe when they're flipped, do they get flipped? Do they get their own version of Watery Grave, or is there a recursion? Because recursion is so like some of these shadow allies are going to come back over and over again, and like, but it's going to do a bunch of blood debt to you. And like, it'd be kind of cool to see the words Blood Debt 2 or Blood Debt 3 of like, this is such a strong ally, but he does 3 blood debt to you. Like that kind of stuff. I think I'm super excited to see of like, that's the natural progression in this, in my opinion. But
like they have a legendary keyword but you can like put them in. They can go out on the combat chain, go to the graveyard, and then you got to try to banish them again to then play them again. But you
Like
you don't,
this dude can come from the banish zone over and over again, or some
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's why it was to balance new, but she's gone already. But the thought process I'm saying is, what did you want Necromancer? Like, in my opinion, whenever you're discarding cards or whenever you're playing cards, they are spent and they go to the graveyard. Like, whenever I get pummeled, my card is spent. I don't get that Command and Conquer back unless I Remembrance. So it does kind of make sense to me of the dudes in my hand are getting spent by my discard effects. Of I am blowing up Oyston's like human form and turning him into a gold skeleton in my discard pile, or he was already one and he jumped off my boat if it's from my hand. Like I don't know what else we could do flavor wise to make it more necromancy of like, or maybe it's like instead of a pirate necromancer, just a regular necromancer makes a dude named Fred for your opponent. Like this is an ally for your opponent, and then you kill him with your scythe and he turns in, you flip him over and he's on your side and twice
Dead
as
Fred.
strong.
Yeah.
Dead Fred.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just maybe it's because I had high hopes for this class, and they do a really good job like marrying mechanics with theme a lot of times, and I just feel more mechanics from Gravy Bones than I feel theme. You know, does that make sense? Like I'm like, I can crack gold. I got all these different ways to get a blue into my graveyard just so I can play an ally. But the blues can be kind of anything. They're not really, they're not really like, I don't know, like a way other than just like, I need a blue to get in there to get my guy, not like a more thematic way.
And I will say, like,
to do it, you know what I mean? Like when James talks about like his idea for getting chi, like that you have to like play it to the board and then rise it up and flip it as you like gain enlightenment to then now have this new resource, like that feels way more thematic than, for whatever reason, in my particular taste and brain, than it does for like put a blue in your graveyard so you can then play this guy you put in the graveyard already, but he was in your deck that you knew he was going to be there the whole time, and you also get to like look at the top card of your deck and that's it. I don't know,
because it points north, the north part of your deck. I get it too. Like 2 blues is water in your pitch zone, so your boats are higher up, so they're stronger when they crash into you, or they go again because they're above the coral, or maybe the blue you're playing puts more water into your graveyard, which can pop a dude out. Like there is that layer of, I like this. I know that blues in limited are not as thematic, but I will say, I don't know why I'm so like, I am enjoying Gravy. It's like Loot the Hold or Loot the Arsenal or Avast Ye. Like it is kind of like, I'm playing a crappy card that makes my ally better, and it allows me to play a new ally. So it's like, give this ally go again, Avast Ye Sawbones, or
I
like
that. Yeah. Or Heave Ho, kind of.
Heave Ho. I don't play that one. I don't play that one.
Yo ho ho.
But Yo Ho Ho.
Yo ho ho. That's what it is.
Loot the Hold, Chum, and like Chum is a 4 damage reverse snatch of, instead of I'm drawing a card, I'm making my opponent discard. And like that seems kind of like, oh, these are the blues that make this more thematic, instead of like Sunken Treasure, turn over a yellow in your opponent's apartment and grab a gold.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you guys are saying, and
you should like this more, dude.
I know, and I appreciate the effort. I don't want this podcast to turn into convince me time. I'm still trying to keep an open mind about this set in limited.
It's an interesting evolution from Dromai. is what I'll say. Like allies with Dromai were very linear. They blocked 3. They gave everything go again. They and Dromai was cool. People liked it a lot. But like this is a more complicated and interesting thing. And so you're saying it's like feels very mechanical, which I agree. But I think that the mechanics of like doing the steps is actually quite enjoyable for me. But if it doesn't click, then maybe the Shadow Necromancer is your guy coming.
That's my guy. Which brings me to, I guess, my like. Oh, I forget now. What's the other thing I wanted to talk about in this?
What's the worst name for the Shadow Necromancer you can think of, real quick?
Gravy Bones. Oh shit, it's already taken. What I wanted to ask everybody is then like, do you think? I know we've not even talked about gnats or anything, but this is applicable.
We kind of did.
Because we saw in nationals like Gravy Bones do really well. You know, like both at the Battle Hardened and in the nationals.
Got more
tournament.
living legend points than anyone else besides Majin Bey.
Yeah, like right away does really well, you know, and we had not a lot of time to prep, and a lot of people or pro players are in the right circles are talking about Yuki's list is like super good, and that Gravy Bones feels really, really strong. And is that the nature of an ally-based hero in Flesh and Blood? Or just like the way the game is, allies will always inherently be very strong?
Yes.
Okay, then why?
Because it's asking your opponent, did you draw? Did you sideboard wrong? You lose. I just put a Humperdinck down. Do your action points and damage equal 7 or not? You lose. And it is more questions than some decks have answers of, I have to build around this, or I think Gravekeeping will be very, very popular soon. I think Midas Touch can be the difference of like, are you tired of losing to this? Play 3 copies of this and 2 copies of this and be ready and have one in your arsenal for when this guy comes down. And like, that's something where, do you lose to Prism after you realize how to block her? Or you put in 3 or 6 more poppers and now I never lose to Prism anymore because I learned the matchup. I hated really losing to Tyler, and now I play Tyler all the time. And I have my Battlefield Bastion Red is the best popper that exists. And I make sure it's in my Dorinthia deck in the sideboard. And I have my Jagged Edge ready to go. Like, I think that's going to happen for Gravy. Not quickly. I think it's going to... It's crazy how good it is currently because it took Dromai a long time. But Prism was good right out of the box. Prism 2 wasn't good out of the box. But what's the blue illusionist name? Enigma was kind of good out of the box. So it's like, it's a board state thing where if you don't have the options or you don't have the tools or you didn't draw them in the right turn, like aggro stomps on Gravy, but it's like, if Gravy draws kind of perfectly and has a Humperdinck out after turn 1, what are you going to do? Waste half your turn or just hope I can stop them? And then the Humperdink's a 4-turn clock.
I think one thing too with the allies is that they just get so much sideboard flexibility, right? Like, a slow matchup, time to bring in all the 1 health allies and Humperdinks that my opponent's going to waste value. And you're playing against Ninja? Like, okay, take out, the one health allies, and you can adapt what you're doing so much to what your opponent's bad at.
Like already within your kit, where other heroes don't have that flexibility. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like sideboarding for a lot of heroes is like, do I put the 6 D-Reacts in, or do I have 3 poppers? Like, I wish sideboarding was more complicated, but given the 80 card limit, a lot of times your sideboard is like 3 poppers, 6 D-Reacts, more or less, right? And then you have 60 cards in your equipment, and that's it.
If there was 100 cards possible, and you could only go up to 70 in your deck, I think we'd have way completely different metas and like whatever. But
do you think the card pool is big enough for that? Like some
think
classes might not have. How would you fill that space?
I mean, it would benefit some classes more than others for sure.
Yeah, because there's some classes that are you going to build for Prism or are you going to build for Gravy? Because you can't do both. Because they're the two different board state decks, and it's one wants Poppers and one wants Graveyard Hate.
Yeah. Colin is the known ally player on the squad. Thoughts, opinions, comments, questions.
Allies are good. Have they ever not been good? No. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like I feel like there's like a discussion where it's like, is it a kind of fundamentally different style of game once you introduce allies? I mean, you know, I think the answer is yes, because the way they have to balance it is to like make it hard to create or keep those allies, because nobody else gets them really, you know, or very few other heroes get them. So I think it is kind of a thing where it's like, you know, there could be an argument to like stop doing it, but it is fun, and it, you know, for the most part, I feel like it's been done in a way that requires either hamstrings you by like the deck building requirements a little bit, or it requires a lot of like skill to manage the extra resources that you generally need to produce and, you know, keep those, or not keep, but, you know, get those allies on your board. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's fundamentally just like a very strong mechanic. So it's always about how do you rein it in a bit so that it doesn't just stomp on everybody else. But yeah, it's challenging to try to do both, you know, I'm a hero and I'm attacking you versus I'm a demigod that's creating new people to attack you instead, kind of thing. Like, you know, it very much changes the scope of like the battle that you're fighting in a way. And yeah, so I don't know. It's they're fun though. It feels cool when you got a bunch of stuff on the board, you know. I think any class where you have permanent things feels cool once you get those things going and you have that system, even when they're not like allies, you know, when it's just like frost hexes or whatever, you know. It's fun to kind of like put those things out there that are threatening in the fact that they're there and they exist and they are hard to deal with.
We need more afflictions, please, LSS.
Everyone loves afflictions.
Yeah, I would love more afflictions. Those are all good points. You know, I mean, it is kind of fun. I know summoning Ursa is like the best thing ever.
Yeah. You know, I mean, those ones are like crazy because when you do it, you're like, I fucking did. I remember the first time Isaac got what was Plasma Fet on me, and I was like, what the hell, dude? This is crazy. I need to go buy this and play this. And then I never got Plasma Fet out there, but still very, very cool when it happens.
There's now a way to cast Plasma Fet twice in a game. It's super not worth it. But one of the common headpieces from High Seas lets you recur a blue card. It says blue card, doesn't say what kind of card, so you can get Doomsday back.
Love that. That's so sick.
What?
Pretty cool.
So sick.
And you can play Levia because New fucking died finally. Let's go.
Let's go. I mean, yeah, you're right. Allies are fun. I mean, even when you get to do raise an army and you get 3 cell swords out there, like that's pretty sick. But that's also like a thematic side quest you completed also. You know?
And you have to work so hard for that.
And and that's really fun. That feels really fun because of it being having that mountain to climb over, you know.
Yeah. One last point on allies' strength. It also just like creates opportunities for your opponents to mess up. Like,
Yeah.
and messing up is very subjective, right? It's complicated, hard to know. But like knowing when to attack face, when to attack ally is like pretty complex and difficult, and it's very easy to make a mistake. And that's something that some classes just don't have access to. They don't pose that question. But when an illusionist or a necromancer asks that question and you mess up, then you can lose the game on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
I should have killed Genesis earlier.
Well,
Is
sure.
literally 100 people lost to Prism because they went face when they should have killed Genesis, and then there's a soul shield and you just lose. And you're like,
I feel like Genesis is the most disrespected Prism aura. Like people are like, man, that one's fine. I don't need to attack it. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I see it
Pierce
happen.
Reality. Pierce
see it
Reality
all
is
the
the one I
time.
never. Who cares?
Well,
I'm
that
popping
one
this
is,
shit.
who
I'm
cares
popping-
about? Yeah,
Popping this shit.
Pierce Reality, you don't need to worry about. But I mean, like Genesis is like, oh, you must take care of, and then people
on
don't.
site. Yeah.
Yeah, and then people don't. That's what I mean. It's like very important and then disrespected. I just watched it happen at Armory the other night. I was like, what are you doing? Kill Genesis. Okay, you lose.
Dumb question for you, Taylor. Have you played any Gravy outside of Limited? Because I think
Yeah.
Oyston, Sawbones, and Anka are some of the by far cooler
Yeah.
allies
I've played
that
with them.
that they could not put those in Limited. And I think what Anka does of like, no, you have to discard that card is sick. Like Oyston being the like,
Yeah,
he can
it's-
always
it's
attack
fun to have
afterwards. Is
6
sick.
other hero abilities out there on the board. I know.
Yeah.
As a person with 6 other
You
heroes.
gotta like this more, or I don't know.
We're back here, but you gotta like it now. I've given you 18 qualified points as to why.
Speaking of liking it, what I really like is that freaking Verdance won Nationals. That
What?
I really like. That is fucking sick. And if you want to see some of the like, okay, this is my thesis because I was home all weekend and like didn't go to Nats, but I watched the stream and give Ellie Bird more casting jobs. They're the best. They blend perfectly, fun and poignant parts of the game. Zane.
She's doing Canadian Nationals this weekend.
Totally. Just keep giving her jobs. Keep her on stream. She's wonderful. Love it. Flesh and Blood is a fucking great game. And if you need to be convinced, you just need to watch top 8 games at US Nats. Because the level of skill and mastery and fucking playing around shit at like the 4th dimension was fucking awesome. Like how Majin somehow fucking pulled the rabbit out of the hat as a wizard against New with only one spell left in deck and figuring out the path there to get the pitch stack so he could do enough arcane damage to freaking kill Bird was crazy. To like watch that unfold in real time and be like, bro, you're running out of spells, dog. Like, are you keeping track? You only have that Aether Arc. Like, okay, good. You are, blah, blah, blah. It was just like fucking awesome. And his game before that too, like it was great. And he totally deserves to win because he played absolutely fucking out of his mind in quarters and semis, And it's just like, what a great fucking game. What a cool game to where you can have heroes and players that have like a game plan and then somebody's countering your game plan and then you got to like kind of make up this new plan on the fly and then counter it. And it was great. It was wonderful. What a great game. Loved it.
Yeah, the top 8 games were sick. I haven't gone back and watched all of them in detail, but I got to like follow through a lot of the Majin ones. I was heavily invested in Majin's run because he'd been in the like our Discord, and we'd been chatting the whole season. And I brought Verdance to Nats too. I brought 2 decks, which I normally bring more. I brought Azalea and Verdance, and I was very close to playing his 80. But I was like, I'm not going to play it as well. I'll just play Azalea. But that deck is fun to play. I played it on Sunday, but it is like there's a lot of hands that play themselves, but then there's those ones that don't, and like how to navigate what you're keeping in deck and what's where is like a very fun thing to do. And like, the way he navigated the like rampant Fruits of the Forest turn against New to like take all the cards, set up the Striders with 2 cards in deck was like so sick. Like, there's a lot of skill expression in that deck, and I'm glad we got to see it on stream.
Yeah. Verdance, too good. 2 different heroes made top 8, or players made top 8 with it, with 2 different lists.
I think people weren't ready for the fully like the more aggressive style, and the two decks were very different.
Yeah.
Lucas was on like the Sigil Rampant plan.
Yeah.
Main board, which is very powerful but a little risky, and then Majin was on the much more reserved, or not reserved, but like Icelander deck functionally, right? And it was just interesting to see how they played it differently. And I hadn't spent much time with the Sigil Rampant deck, but it's obviously very powerful. Lucas did amazing with it, but it's a whole different beast. Like playing so many no blocks and relying on Rampant into aggro, like which we saw, bite him into Azalea. But Verdance is cool. Not too good, but cool. The new potions are a lot though. The 4th healing potion is
$56.
It's good.
You only need 1 though. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I was playing Verdance at Armory leading up to Nationals just because that hero is so fun to play, and you can do weird shit. And I just pet carded my way to middling results. I was like, I don't know, we'll put Will of Arcana in here and Heart of Findal because that'll be fun.
What the heck?
Playing Kano.
And then you're just like, no blocks.
On Sunday in one of the side events, I sent a Verdance ping for 33.
That's awesome. Yeah, what I didn't fully realize was how Majin was doing stuff where he would like Verdance ping off of instance and then play an attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, that's so genius.
Well, so it's also it's an adaptation to Arcane Compliance, right? Because historically, like you buff the Arcane spell, but then Arcane Compliance like stops the amp on action cards. So like the deck has just gone fully into like we're amping the Verdance ping and then we're playing an attack.
Yeah.
Because they can't block both. If you do one or the other, then they can mitigate. But when you do both is like how you get the overlap. So just sending like ridiculous Verdance pings is so fun. Like the hand I got was ridiculous. I got to do the 4 health potions and then 2 heartbeats into Plume Rampant, which is just like obscene. And if you don't know Verdance and that all sounds like gibberish, that's fine. But it's a very fun deck. It's kind of like budget Icelander, honestly, but I love Icelander so much that even budget Icelander is good
It's
enough.
$17-$20, bro.
It's sick. I mean, my favorite part of Icelander was giving you 3 frost hexes, then giving you a bunch of fucking
Afflictions.
giving you all these afflictions, and then freaking hitting you with freezing point, Or the Ice Eternal Frost Hex combo is great too. I love that.
But my opponent wasn't really shivering, so it didn't really get the full flavor of it.
Is that me because it's like not thematic enough?
You like have the AC remote. You like turn the AC up.
I'm just throwing actual ice cubes at them. Yeah.
They're all blue cards because ice is blue.
High Tide can't trigger against Icelander because it's frozen.
I
Oh,
should
that'd be
have
so
never brought
sick.
this up now to just
No, Taylor,
the
this
ridicule from
this is a
Blake.
fun thing.
Is it fun? Do I look like I'm having fun, Blake? That's the whole point. I'm not having
All you had to
But
do
you
is
should-
throw it
you-
to
but you-
second base, man. What the hell's your problem?
I can do that. I just can't catch a pop fly with the sun in my eyes.
You got to get moved to first base, you know? A little more action over there.
Totally. I was watching the infield and I was like, man, I want to play infield.
You got to get good for that.
I know. It's all right. It's my rookie year.
Mm.
Any other thoughts about Nats? How does it affect the next nationals coming up when we hear this podcast? Are we just going to see? Are we going to see a Gravy Bones evolution, and then also
Yes.
are we going to see a increase then of Gravy Bones hate picks?
Yes. We
I
will.
think what's interesting is there was an AGE and there was a Dorinthia Dawnblade that was 2-0, and they didn't make top 8, even though they only had to win 1 or 2 games after that. It was 5 rounds, and 3 Gravies did. And I was like, what happened? And like maybe there was an Ocilio that messed with it, but it does feel like, what's your pet deck that beats Gravy? You should play Gravy or that. And like try that meta out for a while. And like somebody random like Ira may be like the best user of gravekeeping or something. And like not only does she kill your 1 damage allies quickly, she also gets rid of the old one and blocks your 8 damage ships better than most heroes too. And like Ira's good now or something. But like that didn't happen in Bologna. So
I mean, like, so Gravy, right, is ascending, which is one of the stories, but New leaving is like wild.
Yeah,
Gravy is
that's
ascending.
The Gravy is ascending. I heard it as soon as I said it.
I love it.
should be a
And
sticker.
And
New-
new is in retrograde.
New is old. New is gone. But
What's
yeah,
your-
like, or go ahead, Blake. You got.
What's your
you got a
favorite-
bit.
what's your favorite new thing you ever did now that she's gone and you'll never touch her ever again except Tuesday?
I bond somebody one time and they like blocked with their whole hand, and then I just bootsed into Codex the bonds back, and which like felt really rude. And it was like certainly not the correct
Felt
thing to do,
really
but
rude.
it was technically the highest damage line, and so that's what I did, and it was very funny. I don't think it was correct, but just stuff like that. So I compared New to Lexi, which I think everybody's kind of like, what are you talking about? But I think like the flexibility of like
Including
the
everybody here.
having
makes
the
sense.
ability to go again on disruption is why I liked Lexi. Like,
Yeah.
and like some of it's face up, right? Like misblades and levels and stuff, but then some of it's very hidden, right? And with New, it was obviously much more hidden. But like that's my like one gripe with Marionette when I play it is I'm like, I don't have go again as much as I want. Which obviously, you know, when you're base Marionette, you have it a lot. But like when you transform, I'm like, I really want access to go again. And that was one thing that New provided that I really, really liked.
Well, then just play Slippy.
That's just it's a ninja. It's not an assassin. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me either.
Yeah.
Just play Huntsman.
I'm going to spend some more time with Marionette. I'm going to go back to
Could be
Marionette.
good. Could be good.
Like Stains of the Redback is very powerful.
Very
I'm going
powerful.
to spend some more time with Marionette. But yeah, a lot of fun new plays that I'll miss.
I'm going to bring Huntsman tomorrow and try and kill Royal Heroes. I'm actually going to do that.
I'm
That
telling
sounds
you.
fun as fuck.
It could be good. It could be
All
good.
these gravies wearing that. They only have one helmet and they don't know they can't wear it because they want that gold.
Totally.
Bro,
I mean,
I
I
don't know
think
you're
Marionette unironically should be playing it, I think.
Crown or Regicide.
Regicide.
Do it.
Maybe.
And you can do the hero powers on it to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
6. Yeah. Why haven't you guys done that yet?
Nimblism, dual threats.
Because if
Let's do
you
it.
don't kill them, you lose the game, Blake. They don't die. You lose the game.
No, but you only have to hit them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You only have to touch them.
You only have to touch them with Regicide. I've been thinking about Huntsman because I'm like, well, I could just like bottom all of the cards that I don't want to see, which are
So smart.
The whole deck.
no, it's just the allies, just the crew.
They can
Or
respond, bro.
Or I could banish them, and that's good too. And they can't block my shit because they have allies in hand.
They have a 0-for-6 react.
Great.
You wait for those to go.
I'm just saying,
They
everybody.
drop a Humperdinck and you're like, oh.
Great. I just attack it with Blanche. Perfect. I
The
block
Humperdinck
6,
is crazy.
take
Oh,
5.
I like Blanche.
Blanche
Red-
kills it.
If anything,
good.
we could say that High Seas contributes to really funny sentences being said.
Drop the Humperdinck.
Drop the Humperdinck, seals the deal.
There's just like
Gravy is ascending.
there's a lot of the allies are 3 health, and Assassin now has 9 head jabs.
Colin, have you heard the lovely phrase hump and chump? Because that is like genuinely a thing that Gravy players are saying. They're trying to set up a turn where they play a Humperdinck and a chum. And that's what it's lovingly being referred to as, is the hump and chump.
That's
That's the space that's been created, and I think that's great, you know.
How does it work? You put a Humperdinck out and then protect it with a chum?
Yeah, so you play like a give no quarter or whatever, and then you play Humperdinck and then chum pass, and then they can't kill the Humperdinck because you chum to block them.
You chummed chuffed. I don't know, dude. A podcast is just words, you know.
And High Seas gave us some good ones.
Gave us some words. Shout out to the High Seas Mystic Vibrations again.
Congratulations to all the Guardians out there who have a new hero to be their overlord. Now the new left.
It was pretty funny. Patrick and Levi, we were talking about, because we're going to go to King Kong for the inaugural Golden Gate Battlegrounds. And they were like, oh, dude, fucking NorCal players, they fucking love Guardian. There's going to be so many Guardians now that New's gone. Everybody's just going to dust off their Guardian deck and just bring it. And it was funnier in person, I guess, than it was. Or if you're one of those people who's already said that.
I built a Valda deck and I haven't brought it out yet.
Yeah.
It's here.
Looking at you, Rob. Yeah.
He'll be on Jarl.
Oh, yeah, he will.
Oh, Jarl was one of the top performing Nats deck, but it was nowhere to be found in the top 8.
I can't imagine sitting down across from Gravy Bones as Jarl and being like, all right, here we go. Like, what do you say? You're like, this is going to take all 55 minutes. We must play as fast as we possibly
I'm going to break your compass in round 2. Be ready. If you touch the top of your deck, I will call the judge immediately.
How long until we see a Guardian play Rouse the Ancients on stream and then get snagged by Gravy? It's coming. It's going to happen.
That's
Is
crazy.
Gravy playing Snag?
Yeah,
Yeah, it goes in your graveyard. You can play it on your own turn.
that's right.
See, what a dumb deck.
Literally, Gravy has so many options. Like, it's one of those, like, why are all the, like, I think that's what surprised me about Nationals was there's 26 people on Gravy. 24 of them have either won a Battle Harden or won a Calling. Like, it was clearly the people that have the most resources of, like, let's practice this deck. Let's get all the cards. Do we feel like it's strong enough? Yes. We are playing Gravy. It was like every Michael, everybody else. And it was like, damn. Like, I guess I should have paid more attention to Gravy and like what is going to happen. And then it almost wins.
It seems like there's enough in the game currently to police Gravy that I don't think it's going to be like a big issue in the game. You know what I mean? Like too strong, like Zen too strong or something like that.
Yeah, it's not Zen, but it's good.
Yeah, it definitely is. But there's enough to police it, I think. And shout out to LSS for winning US Nats, your face of your weekly Flesh and Blood updates, wins nationals against your brand new pirate Necromancer in the finals. Like, what more do you want? You're just like, you're the emoji when the eyes are dollar signs and the tongue is a dollar sign. Like, you know, you did it. Yeah, do that some more, Blake, and yeah, there you go. People are going to clip that and use that for stuff.
If it looks like I'm not paying attention, it's because I'm building a Huntsman deck right now, and it looks good. Blanches are going in.
How many dual threats you on?
Oh my god! Or what's the one with the hand behind your back, sneak attack? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need this against Prism.
You need more than that.
You know, sneak attack blue, you can hit it with Justinic. Pretty sick. That was
Prism
some early tech I tried that did not work out.
Goes to 10.
Goes to 10.
Prism did top 8 twice, right? Or just once?
Just one.
But was it using Secum? Was Secum as good as we thought it would be? Herald of Secum?
Yeah, they were playing 2 or 3, I forget. It's very good. It swung like it made the new matchup more favored. Like the new certain the matchups where your opponent wants to block the heralds, which is only a couple matchups, but block them all out. That card is insane because it just says like, I don't care if you block this or not. I'm going to do the thing. So I don't know. It's not like it's like game breaking, but it's giving you points in hard matchups.
And if you pitch yellow, it has go again, and then you can flip the angel. It's like, oh shit!
Flip the
and
pig.
Like it matters that like you can halo with it too. Like it has Herald in the name. Like it just is a flexibility piece. It's very good.
The art's pretty good on it too, if you ask me.
Speaking of art, who won the art draft?
Let's bury this deep in the episode.
Make it the thumbnail.
We did miss. I feel like we missed Heave Ho or whatever, the one where it's the skeletons doing the cranking with the real people on the ship. Is that Heave Ho or Yo Ho Ho or?
I think that's Heave Ho.
That one is really good, and I feel like we missed it. You know,
the name or the card?
The card art in the art draft.
Oh, it is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
If you're sick of the blue green and you want some green yellow.
Get 'em.
Speaking of the art draft, congratulations to Jane Johnson. He is our winner from the High Seas art draft. Good job. You can lord that over us until the next set comes out.
Thank you. I will.
Great.
And I opened a Marvel Polycranka too. I summoned him.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was I opened I opened my case. I opened the first box. Gold pack's right there on top. I'm like, do I save it? I'm like, nope. I'm opening it right now. So the first thing I open is the gold pack. Haven't opened a single pack yet. It's Polycranka. I'm like, all right. I'm having a good time in this case. I don't even care.
Just walk out to the living room, kiss your wife right on the mouth. come right back into the room.
We're going out for steaks.
Yeah. As you close the door. Love you.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, congratulations, Zane. Looking at, you made a nice little image collecting everyone's choices. And, I'm not going to say that because you made it, yours look better next to each other than mine, but definitely, I get it.
There's a severe lack of marvels and fancy treatments on yours, Colin, I have to say.
I get that's what the people want. So I guess, Polycrinker was a good pick, though. I think I looked at it only in non-Marvel form, and it wasn't even on my list, I think, because of that. So
it's the most fun card.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best art. It is the most fun.
I think
Speaking of what people want, I'm looking at the live chat we have right now, and somebody's saying, Colin, why don't you open all the gold packs from your case real quick on stream?
okay.
Ooh, that's pretty good idea. That's a great idea.
I don't want to do that right now. What if it's bad?
Signed
No!
Tunic live on air.
Oh, signed Tunic. You
The
got that.
comments
I
are
could
Then
have him.
you have to name your son Findle.
or Jaime White, either one. The common draft chaff that you get in the gold foiling just looks dingy. It's so weird.
Some of them look great.
Some of them look cool. Some of them are dingified. It is pretty fun though that you just get like a full art cog gold or rum.
I mean,
That's
would you
pretty fun.
rather do it with us or by yourself in the dark, Colin?
I gotta get like something
An
to open the
X-Acto
box for it with.
Use your teeth?
We can cheer you on the whole time. You got this, Colin.
It's
Yeah,
too
I'm
much.
not sure how to end the pod otherwise.
We'll post
We backed
his-
ourselves
we'll post
into a
the
corner
pics.
here.
You really have. All right.
If it's bad, we'll just fucking cut it out.
It's not going to be bad.
It's not gonna be bad anyway.
great. This is Rudy cases.
You've
They're
named it,
basically
like,
juiced.
literally, if you pull it, you have to name your kid middle name Gravaniel.
Dude, I hope
Gravaniel Bones
you were
Haunting.
telling people on the podcast, or I really screwed up.
Junior.
4 or 5.
I just want to say also, I fucking love Flesh and Blood.
Let's
Even
go.
though that High Seas is a miss for me currently, I freaking love this game. And it's so freaking fun all of the time. And I'm happy that things are changing enough in the meta to keep it fresh without new sets happening. That is a huge plus, I think, for me.
I need to figure out how to have fun at bigger tournaments. That's my goal for the next year.
What didn't go how you wanted it to, or what was not as fun as you wanted?
I think we've been doing this since Monarch, and
Yes.
unfortunately, I do like it more when side events were $30 or $40 and you didn't get a promo. And now side events are 60 to 80, and you're left with, do I sell the promo or not? And it is kind of like,
Which one do I open first?
Marlin, let's go.
I didn't even get a gravy case like that. I've only seen Marlin once.
Oh, really? I've ended up with all of them now, but my first case was 2 gravy boxes, 2 Marlin boxes. The gravy boxes were terrible. Nothing.
Don't
And
say
then
that
the-
right now.
The 2 Marlin boxes were amazing.
Okay, do the Marlin ones.
Okay, 2 things. One, Colin, you have to name your child Gravaniel Bones somewhere if you do it. And you will have to play your steel drum live on the podcast at some point soon. So you got to practice.
If I do what?
Just
Just
pull
in the
something
tunic.
crazy.
If I
The
pull
tunic.
something crazy. All right.
I'm going to say something crazy. You
Gold
get it.
packs are on top. Don't worry. It'll be super easy.
Super easy. They're
Is
right
it-
there.
Is it in the middle one or in the top one?
The middle
middle
card
one.
is the good one. This is your first gold pack, Colin?
Okay, come
My first
on,
gold pack.
audience.
I'm getting high tide in my.
Wait, the signed Storm Striders are still out there. You could get
Oh
them.
my god. Here we go. Give him some juju.
Pilfer
I don't even know what it
the
is.
Wreck.
It's a draft common.
Well,
All right,
that
that's
was
fine. 4 more to
disappointing.
go. Four more to go.
Bad one. We got the bad one
I'm
out
not doing
first.
all of them right now. That's
Okay,
not.
we'll do the good one then.
Yeah, we got redemption here. One more. Gambling. The people at home, we need your energy right now.
I'm
We
literally
need your
reading the
energy.
chat right now, and they're loving this. They're
I
saying,
love it.
"Thank God, I haven't seen gold packs open on stream by Colin yet."
People are giving you energy. They're doing the rain dance.
They're heave. Oh.
Or save it for
Heave.
or save it for
Oh.
hype house prizes and make everyone go
Don't-
feral.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Let's make hype house turn into an absolutely sweaty mess.
It already is with
we already
all those
did that.
all those people packed in the house, and it's so hype.
Oh, God. All right, this is the last one though. I'm not doing all of them
Oh,
because if it's not good,
What box is this? What hero?
Just
I'll tell you after I open it.
okay, great. We got this. We got this.
All right, it looks
You
like
got
maybe
this.
another cog. It's another
Okay.
cog.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Salt
playable
water
one.
swell.
Yeah,
It's
Look,
playable. That's a good one.
Look, I have it right here.
it's
It's great.
sick.
It's
That art
Going
is
in my
sick.
deck.
That
It's
also
so good.
was that not in our art draft?
That was a
Miniature.
art draft winning art.
Yeah, Zane picked this one. That's why. He's
So what that card says is it actually costs -2. You get 2 resources.
Yeah, that card's
Welcome
crazy.
back, Belittle.
Yeah, that was a Gravy Bones box, by the way.
Oh, he
We
saved
So
know
the
I had one
oil.
Marlin and one Gravy Bones left.
Amazing.
I'm just gonna get
Thank you for-
sadder if this keeps going poorly.
No, wait, what's going to happen is in an hour, you're going to post to the Discord the other 2 gold packs that you opened late at night at 11 p.m. It's going to
I
happen.
got a 1 in 100 ruby amulet that fits right into my Kano deck.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Well,
Do you know that there's also an amulet that makes you draw 5 cards at the end of your turn, Colin?
I did hear about that.
So Kano is more exponential than ever.
He's
Multiplicative. baby.
Plano.
Colin, did I hear you rip another pack open?
I mean, I just got these boxes open next to me now. Oh, I got a Sea Lance Sarong on my first pack.
Hey!
What the frick?
It's rainbow foil
Still.
No, that's like $120, bro.
and a King
Take
Kraken harpoon.
Let's
My
go,
God.
dude.
Marlin main, Colin, Honig, man.
They call me the Calling Honig Man.
Go fish.
All right. Well, we'll
I-
end on that note because that's nice. Isn't that nice?
That is
Nice.
nice.
I already hit my
Congratulations.
legendary. Nothing else in this box.
You never know.
That's true. You never know.
You never know. Great job. Well, great podcast. Shout out to everybody who's going to more nationals in your respective countries.
Good luck.
Good luck. I hope everything goes correct for you. Not only do you win all your games, but you have great time with your friends. You eat good food. You sleep well. Your travel goes super smooth. All of that stuff.
Sane's Rhinar deck has mold on it, and he's oh no.
Blake, I literally worked on a Rhinar deck today. I'm not kidding. I worked on a Rhinar deck
I did-
today.
I must have not checked my DMs where you asked for help. Let me go look. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Let me check my DMs, Blake, for your Huntsman.
Huntsman,
Yeah, your Huntsman. I
I texted you. I texted
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My phone's on silent because we're podcasting. Yeah.
All right,
All right.
Blake.
Got
Here
him.
it comes.
Just put it up on the screen. Let's look at it before we go.
I'll send it in the production discussion. You can pull it up if you want.
Oh,
We're playing sea legs, baby. We're drinking.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
We
Oh,
love
nice.
getting drunk on this podcast. Okay, standard. Where's the spice?
Wow.
I don't even
First
see the
thing,
spice.
helpful, just
I
standard.
don't know where I put my run roughshod. Like I have looked for it everywhere at this point.
Well, your equipment loadout is very
Yeah,
standard.
the equipment is standard. It's a little bit non-standard. I am playing Tunic.
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
Playing
in a while.
Eye, that's a choice. Some people make it.
Well, so there's 5 draw, discard, go against. So I want to add some consistency.
Mm.
Only
Sea
one
Legs-
Thick Hide Hunter, huh? I guess so, huh?
Yeah, that card kind of sucks, but it has its place.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need snag anymore.
Is that true?
I mean, does it work against Marionette enough to do this?
I think so.
Because every time I have it against Marionette, they just do all the dagger buffs, and I go, oh,
Yeah,
All right.
no.
Well,
oh,
This
you
is-
have it
there you
on
go.
here. I didn't even see this. There's got to be
Build.
better than Awakening Bellow and Bonebreaker Bellow. There's
No, so Bonebreaker Bellow is intentional. That's part of the Sea Legs package. And it also is like how you're getting go again to clear allies when you need to. Because it guarantees that your claws get go again.
interesting.
There was some thought put into this.
There's
I mean,
there's some actual real thought in this.
what do you think?
Sea Legs,
then-
when this is discarded, create a Gold Kiss Rum token. 3 for 6.
And then you
Which-
run Roughshod.
No, then you Savage Feast. Yeah. And actually it all happened in my head when I was driving home in traffic, but I do think that this should probably play Diamond Amulet too, the gain an action point one, in case you like draw some gas off Savage Feast, and you can rum the amulet.
Interesting. Well, definitely leave your comments below with your critiques for Zane.
I mean, if I'm in
Sea
Singapore
Legs.
right now, I'm copying this word for word and running this all the way to Singapore
Top 8.
national champs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, pulping always has go again against allies.
That's true.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. And dominate.
Well, it doesn't have dominate against allies, but
Oh,
Whenever they make the D-React for allies, I fly to New Zealand and
I mean, they gave them one. They have one, right? That's Sawbones, right?
yeah. The Sawbones messing with people is sick. 2 Sawbones, and now you have to overhit by 3 for everything. It's dirty. Like there was what's her face? Dashio was like, I'll shoot your Sawbones for 2. And the Sawbones itself was like, well, I'm not gonna attack with this, but I'll tap myself to stay alive, dumbass. And it was like,
Dumbass.
do
wait,
the
are you not
Sawbones
saying
dance.
dumbass and dancing when you're playing Gravy, Taylor? Maybe that's your problem. Because it's a pirate's life for me, okay?
It's Pirate's Life for you.
way to soul read that.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally. I
Colin's
knew.
going back to the well.
Yeah. Oh, nice. The treasure.
Oh, what is that? Oh, Divya.
Divya.
Divya?
Okay, so your
Okay.
good one's the last one.
See, I told you, Colin, you would do it.
That was the gravy
Told
one.
you.
That was the
I
gravy one,
told
wasn't
you.
it?
No,
Do the
that
Marlin one.
That was Marlin.
Oh,
If
So
you
here
get
comes
it-
the good one.
Gold
here it
Kiss
is.
Rum is the rare one out of the treasure and the cog.
Yeah, I have one.
I have
Well,
none.
got gold, so
Yep, you got 2
That's
out of
good.
3, which
That's
is
good.
good. You only need 1.
I don't have a gold kiss rum yet.
I fuck it.
I actually
Go.
I kind of wanted to get a Gold Kiss Rum like commissioned, like from an
Ooh.
artist, but I still might. But I have
That's
one
kind of a
somewhere.
good idea. I do like the idea of getting tokens.
Why don't you get
commissioned.
like a real art, or what is it called, or a photo taken of you drinking rum as your gold kiss rum?
That's
That's
for
what
the
everyone
sleeves. That's for the
Needs to-
sleeves.
It's true. All right. I'm so ready for Conqueror of the High Seas.
I can't even look.
He's getting an $800 card right now.
Oh, it's a cog.
Coggers.
Not a rum.
Let's go.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's not that good.
That's good.
It's not that
Stop.
Come on.
good. It's not that good. Well,
That's
we
a
try
pretty
to
good
go.
ship. That's a good ship.
It's a cool ship. It is very cool. For what it is.
What's very cool is in your other packs, you can still get Marvel Heroes.
Well,
I
that's
thought
good.
Marvel Heroes were only in the gold packs, but
No, yeah.
they're the
They're all-
only cold foils that are in the actual packs.
Well, and the allies.
Oh, my bad. And the allies. But not Poly. Marvel.
Yeah, you're right. That's a
I'll trade you
legendary.
these guys for Poly.
Same.
That's a lot of gold. Zane, that's a lot of gold.
I got these cool map pieces too.
I'm
I
wondering
actually
if
got-
there's like a map
I got-
to somewhere.
I got so much duplication on my map pieces.
I'm
I only have like half of it, but I have a bunch of doubles.
going to need to buy a 9-pocket binder just for all of these puzzle pieces now that are just.
You don't have it for the art, the Rosetta art heroes.
That's what I mean. Is because now this is a trend that is continuing. I'll need it just for all that stuff, and it'll just be a dumb thing I have. And then someone will be like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "It's a thing I collected." And they're like, "Oh, I guess that's cool." And I'll be like, "Yeah,
I brought the
It
I brought
is.
the Verdant's head, body, and feet and gloves because I was gonna do it for my Verdant's triggers, and then I didn't even play Verdant's.
it's pretty good."
Everybody just uses the feet, which is cringe.
Yeah, which is pretty funny when I saw Majin do it.
It's funny, but we've seen it. We've seen
I
it
got a
enough now.
barbed barrage.
Nice.
Short printed for some
Nice.
reason.
This is great.
Well,
You're
now
all
I
Rangers
guess
so
I'm
far.
just opening up these boxes now.
Told ya.
It's an
I know.
addiction.
I've known you for a long time. I know that you can't not do it.
They've been.
I mean, the
sitting
fact that box was sealed for the podcast, like that's not happening. When a case arrives to my house, like that thing is opened right then.
I have a case
I-
of Rosetta that I've never opened.
That's
Impossible.
crazy. That's crazy.
You should sell that because it has tripled in value, basically.
Has it?
It's
Send me
above
offers on Discord, everyone.
Hype House prize.
I mean,
Hype
mostly,
house?
yeah. I wanted to save stuff for drafting at some point.
We also promise you, the listeners, we will plan Hype House by the next podcast. I'm saying it now live.
Oh shit! I'm gonna
Live
have to do
on
it
the
before
pod.
I'm a father.
And the 100th episode hoodies are on the way.
Yep.
I've done a couple Google searches. So we're hard at work.
We're doing
Oh, I
it.
thought we stopped the podcast right there. My bad.
We did.
This gun is pointed at us. We're doing it. We're going to do it. Okay, let's get out of here. We've just been slow rolling this exit. Great job, Colin. Congratulations.
Wait, let me open up some treasure.
Oh, is that a nugget? A Hershey's nugget?
It's the Hershey's nugget with the almond in the middle.
This one's
Right.
toffee.
Oh, toffee.
Oh,
I have the almond one downstairs though, but too much information about my fat ass right there.
you just got to go downstairs and back up potentially to eat it. So
Yeah, and that would burn calories.
burn the calories. Okay, I love you, my co-hosts. I love everybody who listens to this podcast. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for this therapy session. I appreciate it.
Tell us you love high seas now.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love high seas.
The meat or the set from Flesh and Blood?
Yes. Yes is the answer.
Go team.
Blake, focus.
Blake,
You missed
lock
the
in. He's too
Yeah, you
busy
gotta
lock
reading
in.
my Rhinar list.
Good night and good luck. T-ball is another form of base-driven game.
Yeah, totally.
It's for children and idiots.